I've never seen this movie.
Are we
You're
doing?
talking
Oh,
about Fellini
What?
first?
Yeah, which one are we talking about first?
Well, I'm assuming
Fellini.
Otto mezzo.
I had never
Look,
seen
Chris.
I
either of
never
these
seen this
films.
movie,
Oh,
and
oh, great.
the word iconic gets thrown around too much by the young.
That's true.
It's like fucking lost all
Yeah.
meaning. But honestly, I don't know what else to say about this movie because this is one of those movies that I was more familiar with by I will get to like Stardust Memories, which is one of my favorite Woody Allen's. I
Yeah.
had no idea to the extent that that is a pastiche of this.
Oh,
Plus, just endless pop culture
oh no,
references.
you see this influence so much stuff. This
Yeah.
I
film.
mean,
Uh,
and it's like every fucking frame is a wow, that's cool. And the level of execution and the blocking and
yeah.
is just insanely excellent. The costumes, everybody looks really cool, except when they don't on purpose.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I
I
don't,
think that's a part of it. I think that this was the height of like an international Italian style in the early 60s.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
man, that shows. It's just
Now,
all the girls are well turned out. It's sometimes
But
they're
they
kind
had
of
like
odd.
the lighting and the cinematography is
this one,
so good.
oh my
Uh-huh.
God,
Yeah,
like
Oh
just
yeah,
Giuseppe Rotuno is quite the man.
jaw-droppingly gorgeous.
I
Yeah,
know.
she's
Yeah.
Jaw-droppingly
incredible.
gorgeous. But from a narrative standpoint, uh, like
No,
I don't know that that mattered though because it was so fucking cool to look at
Mhm.
that, and also the looping in this movie is
Well,
utterly terrible.
well, that's what I was gonna say. Is like there's a there's
It's
so many.
better than usual.
Actually, it is.
It is better than usual, and there's so many films that we're so used to now having what's called room tone.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If you're a
Yeah.
filmmaker,
Yeah.
and a lot of these older films, and especially foreign ones, because it is pretty much dubbed or ADR'd, like
Yeah, yeah.
you don't have room tone, which unless there's music going, it feels very awkward and uncomfortable not to have
It's just
the sound of the room or the place that
Yeah,
you're in.
there's never any
Yeah.
like there's no reverb, there's no room tone. You're exactly right.
Just like everybody's talking into a tape recorder. That's
But-
Right,
yeah,
so-
what's weird about it is it actually makes the film feel intimate.
Well,
Because you hear
I
that
would say
voice,
I would say that it
right
works
in front
here
of you.
more so than most because this
Yeah.
is a surreal picture.
It is.
You know what
That's
I mean?
exactly right,
It,
yeah.
it doesn't necessarily hurt this picture. Also, the music is very good in this picture. It's
Oh,
used very well.
Yeah.
So you kind of roll with it, right? Because it's
Yeah.
The fantasy aspect of the whole thing, I thought was just he was like, he's trying to talk about himself. It's semi about talking about himself, right? But this flights of fancy are always interesting. Like,
well. By the way, the correlation
kid
between
get
these
the-
two characters is so
yeah.
Yeah.
apparent.
They give the little bit where the kids are taking the wine baths every night. They go in the big wine tubs. Like, it didn't advance the story, but I didn't care because it was amazing looking, and
that sequence in particular, Scott, is so hypnotic and beautiful. And
uh-huh.
oh my God.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so this is hanging in my garage. There was
Oh, wow.
there was an Italian restaurant in Sonoma called Estate that was there forever, and it had all these frame grabs. And what I'm realizing is it was all from this movie. And when it went out of business, I went to they did a little sale down on 8th Street, and I grabbed this thing for $20.
Oh, nice.
And
Cool.
until the other night, I had no fucking idea what. Like really
I
to the
just-
specific level where it came from, and now I do.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, I had a feeling when I first started watching it that I haven't seen this in a long while. And it's like, if you read the critics at the time, contemporary, when it came out, everyone was totally confused. And now it just sort of seems normal.
Yeah.
No, it is a little. I wouldn't say confusing, but
I stopped caring.
yeah, I had to do that because honestly, it's this gorgeous looking kind of poetic picture, but I didn't have a lot of fun watching it except for how visually beautiful it is and how audibly beautiful it is. But I kept being like, it's like a scatterbrain. It's like a fever dream. You know what I
it
mean?
is.
It's scatterbrain more than most picture like movies, and I kept being like, please grab onto something narratively and give me something, but it never
He's
would.
got a lot of girlfriends.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but
and
I think it works in this case because he's supposed to be sort of scattered, and I also
yeah,
like all the
yeah.
different languages
Well,
being spoken, and they're just like,
so Gilliam does the intro to the Blu-ray of this, which I found,
Mhm.
and Gilliam, he says this is, he says I suspected it when I saw this movie before I started making movies, and now that I've made movies, I believe it even more. He thinks that this is, and the three directors in front of me can weigh in. He thinks this is the perfect encapsulation of what it is like to be a director on set when everybody is trying to get an answer out of you and you have none.
Mhm.
And that little thing he says, what his favorite
Well-
scene is that scene where he's going down the hallway and basically has like a little dance to avoid the people coming at
Right.
him. And Gilliam
Yeah,
goes,
I
that's literally the only way to get through it.
I identified with that part in terms of people all coming at you at the same time, and you have to like give them an answer so they'll go away,
Yeah,
or you
yeah.
have to like try to avoid them. Like that
No.
is very true
I've
because
been on
you're
enough.
We're
I've been,
just
I've been on enough like big.
this.
I've done some couple big film shoots, like the Rob Nilsson films in the Bay Area. As an AD, and it's like the director is a swamp. There's just people just in
because
concentric circles
every
staring at
department
it.
is trying to get
I know, and they're all trying to get
an
their
answer
attention.
from you, and
I
you're
saw
like,
it. I saw it happen to John in New. It's like
yeah, yeah.
but yeah, the thing is that yeah, he's kind of like he's dodging. The whole movie is dodging people basically,
yeah,
Dodging
giving
women,
non-answers
yeah.
and that kind of thing. But there's also one of the things about this that shared with the other film is that this was a golden age of the patriarchy, is the misogynist dude who cheats,
Yeah.
yet all the girls love him and want to be with him, and it's like,
Yeah, which is both. Yeah,
and
God,
that's the part that hasn't aged
this is
well,
this is
basically.
such a good pairing. These two movies,
Yes,
really,
welcome.
but unlike myself and John, not to speak for John, but I'm speaking for myself. But he probably relates.
Go ahead.
Both of these movies, these men, these directors are sort of already legends when these movies start.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Whereas John and I are not the opposite of legends. I don't know. We're, but still relatable, still relatable.
You're oddments.
But
You can feel so much of this being Fellini's speaking directly to his critics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just has people constantly criticizing him and his films and the way he approaches things throughout the thing. It's kind of undercuts any criticism of this film in particular, because everything you could say about this movie that's say, oh, here's what's wrong with this movie, somebody in the movie says it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And all I could think about
Also,
was the aliens and Stardust Memories. We like
Yeah.
your movies, especially the
The
earlier,
earlier,
funnier ones.
funnier ones.
Well, this is one where he went from doing smaller films like La Strada and like
Yeah.
Cabiria and things like that
Oh.
to doing some stuff with some money behind it. And
I read
All
that
of this shit.
his stuff only
It's
got bigger after this
astonishing.
too.
well, and I guess his stuff got more surreal. Like it was more stooped
Yeah.
in reality when he first started. Like
Yeah,
almost like not neorealism,
He
but
was almost neorealist.
Oh my God.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
It was almost neorealist.
Oh, Leo Lestrato will sink to your knees and start crying at the end of the film. It's so realistic. Well, it's a part of the Italian. He went from an Italian neorealist director to like he got big. He started indulging in this fantasy stuff, and
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it works. I think this stuff it's so well balanced.
How that shot that was behind Chris, it's and you're right. I hate when people say iconic because they don't even know what that
What,
fucking
this
word
shit?
means.
This shit.
No, but it is an iconic
He's
shot.
borrowing Bergman there a little bit, but that's
It's the one where the man is up in the air on a
Oh,
rope.
Oh yeah.
the opening.
Oh,
dream
that
sequence.
opening scene
That
is
was
So-
wonderful.
Okay.
Honestly,
Fire.
back then, I wonder how the fuck they got that shot.
That kind of like, to me, of all the dream sequences you've ever seen in a movie, that one is the most actually
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a dream. The
Yeah.
sound.
But I how did they execute that in
Black
1960?
I have no
Two or
idea.
whatever,
They put him in a balloon.
I think he's just on a
helicopter, or-
crane.
Yeah.
Really
It's
wide.
all on a
uh,
crane, though.
It's so good.
so
The
good.
stuntman had
And
to
the
lean over
guy
the
is,
side
like,
of the crane with his
holding
leg
it.
hanging out there.
Transition out of the car when he's kind of floating.
Well, and then the fall is excellent. How did they do the fall?
I don't know.
It's
just
excellent.
cool.
Yeah.
It's
really
like
well
it's like better than like 90s fucking green screen, dude.
yeah.
done. Yeah.
I was in awe of really both these movies, but this was edited the old-fashioned way on like probably like with fucking X-Acto blades.
A
Like
Steenbeck or a
we
movie.
did not have like
No, on a movie
they had a
OLA,
crane, but there's
sure.
just so many scenes with the tracking shot, and there's a bazillion people in frame, and the choreography of getting them all to go exactly where you want as the camera is panning from left to right. Like how?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a master. He's a
He
master.
really was.
I mean, it probably helps that Fellini got to shout at people as they were doing it, since it's all post-dubbed.
The whole thing is MOS, so that's the thing.
That's my question. Do you guys think there was any sync sound on this movie?
Not at all. None.
Not at all.
He was
Zero,
screaming,
right?
I'm sure he was screaming directions out the entire
Which actually
time.
is so freeing when you're filming something.
Yeah. Scott, I wasn't sure where you'd come in on these because I know you are very against movies.
Loudly against.
Loudly.
Vociferously
I'm
and
like a- I'm-
vociferously and thoroughly against.
I'm sort of
But
like a mini
this-
Scott in that way too.
but
Like it
this
has
is-
to be
yeah,
really
this shit-
good.
But this is different. This is a
I love
film
it.
about a guy having like a writer's block, but this movie, right? But the fantasy part of it and the narrative with all the women in his life.
Yeah, it removes that.
It removes the whole like, oh, I'm a poor rich filmmaker who has to make these decisions.
Yeah.
But the thing is, his personal life and his fantasy life are so fascinating. You
Yeah.
can forgive all that. It's like,
Plus, he gets to be really critical of all the producers. All the producers in this movie.
oh, they're
are just
horrible.
assholes.
Yeah, that is very.
We'll talk again about this when we talk about all that jazz.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
loaded for that one, but we'll get to that in a second. Don't worry. But
Scott, I wrote something down. I wrote if this is an artist navel gazer, it is the granddaddy of them all. With
it's one of the first. I would say it was
It's one
actually
of the first
probably
and maybe the best.
The first.
yeah.
Yeah. At least from a filmmaking perspective. Although there are,
Although Sullivan's Travels
Yeah.
we could
starts to
also
dip
talk
into
about
it.
backstage musicals like Gold Diggers
Yeah.
at 43. I'll get to that later, but that's part of it too. But this film is like, it's got so many positives that you would not think would be in a film like this. It's got that Chris mentioned, this amazing Italian style to it.
Oh, it looks
So
so
just
good.
like
Really.
you just want to.
Well,
I just
some
want
of
to.
those sets reminded me of The Conformist, although it's in
Yeah,
black
yeah.
and white, right? Just these huge buildings that are sort of falling apart.
Yeah, you just want to have sweet vermouth with lime and on the rocks
Yeah.
and thing, and just like.
No, well, you were like
into
you
it.
had to stop because you ran into a Negroni, right?
I ran into Brody. Actually, it's like God, I had to go buy
Just
more
lost
and
John.
finish the film.
Come
it's
on.
like
Where'd
ridiculous.
John go?
Oh,
He
there's
just
no,
dropped
We
it.
lost him.
there's no John. There's only us.
There is no
Ooh, I don't know.
Oh,
Hold on, something's coming up. Anyway, I guess we just
there
keep
he
going.
is.
But anyway, this film is
And he's back.
it's got so many positives and it's so creative in such a good way.
So creative.
And also the writing. You
I-
talk about the bad dialogue, but one of the things about the women in his life, his wife, his mistress, the other mistress. I think there's another mistress too. I can't remember who.
There's at least
Well,
two mistresses.
There's
Yeah.
one solid mistress, the girl who shows up at the beginning.
Yeah,
with
she's the first female character.
There's his wife, and then he's
the weird
probably
hat,
sleeping with like 2 or 3 of the other women.
Yeah, yeah. But I think they're
Or
also
has.
they're
Or
also
has. I mean, definitely the actress that shows up, the most strikingly beautiful woman you've ever seen.
Oh yeah,
Claudia Cardinal.
Like that, they
Cardinal.
probably
Yeah.
had
Claudia.
a relationship, and he wants
Or
her.
was going, or I think was my theory. He was
Jessica.
going.
Claudia
to.
Cardinal. Claudia Cardinal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was going to. He didn't actually do it at that point. But
This
that's
one.
No,
that's the future.
Scott, I want to
Yeah,
point
her.
out about that character that she is a figure that you only see in fantasy, like dream sequences,
Right.
until you realize at near the end of the movie that she's real. He met her before, and he
He
basically
wants her to be in the.
Yeah.
No, he lied. He said he had a part for her, and he really didn't. He just wanted to see her.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, there it is.
There's a little audition there.
Well, go ahead.
Well, like it's the whole sequence with the clear divine influence woman.
He's
Saragino.
fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah, this one.
I was a little surprised, honestly, that he didn't have like a thicker woman in his life because
Oh, you know that John Waters
often young men, like what we see first or like sexually, we are attracted to that later on.
La Saragina.
Seeing a gal with that Vulcan eyebrows, like, was that attractive to anybody at the time? Or was it just like an
I
effect?
think it's sort of a parody almost of
Yeah.
makeup in the
There-
60s.
that character, and then there's the other woman that I think you guys mentioned before. She's a brunette. She looks great in her clothes. I forget what her character is.
She's the one that reads the
She's the one that speaks English quite often.
That's Barbara Steele.
Barbara Steele.
Barbara Steele,
Barbara
yeah.
Steele, yeah.
Yeah.
Both those characters are teetering on this. When you see her face, sometimes it's very unattractive.
It is. I noticed that.
They're both teetering.
But then on a certain angle, they're very pretty. Yeah, it's weird.
Sexy.
Yeah.
It's just like
She's the
a
one
really
who
fun
she's the one who
line
had
here.
to, she had the thing for the producer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was cute.
So, Fellini did
Oh,
this a
my.
lot, especially later in life. He would just put an ad in the Roman newspaper that said, Fellini is making a movie. And it had like an office. He would just rent an office somewhere, and people would just show up, and he would just look at them and say, "Oh yeah, her. She'll be Saragina."
Yeah.
You with the wart in the middle of your forehead, you're going to be
You're
Yeah.
perfect.
I'll tell you what, guys. I hadn't seen this since college, and I was in my 20s,
Mhm.
and I remember liking it, struggling with viewing it a little bit, like
Yeah.
confused by the non-linearity of the thing and the way it just folds in and out of dreams without no tip off. There's nothing.
No.
No.
Right. There's no wavy lines.
There's no wavy line.
No.
But liking it. But I'll tell you what. Watching it this time, I wanted to live inside it.
Oh, same here, man.
Never leave.
Yeah.
I will watch this again.
Oh,
without
Mind you,
God, I got so much out of it this time.
Yeah.
yeah, well, I'm
Man.
going back to Jared. Was it great or were you 8 thing? It works the other way too.
This is the other way around.
Yeah, we've actually did 500 films in the show, including a lot of avant-garde films. So all of a sudden, we all have the language,
Yeah.
the perceptions to watch this film and go, "Oh, that's what he's doing."
Yeah.
It's like,
And it's not confusing anymore. It's
No.
you gotta stay with it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Stay with it.
You
It's
gotta pay
still like
Well, you
even
have to
for
pay attention too.
Yeah.
well, you have to get on its wavelength because
Yeah.
You do.
I watch a shit ton of art films, a shit ton of foreign films.
Mm.
Most of them I love, not all of them. This was still a bit of a struggle. Like I had always wanted to see this film.
Mm.
I mean, visually it was so striking, and there were certain parts where I was like, wow. But it was still, as a whole, I was like, okay, just stick with it, man. Stick with it. Because it just kept I can't believe it's this old and it's still that original, like that unique.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
unique.
Yeah.
It's so original. I think a lot of
And
films
yet,
have done sequences like this or tried to do this kind of thing, but this is very singular, I feel like.
Yeah. There's also the thing about, the referring quickly to the film, the Angelique character in that other film.
Yeah.
There's one character in this film that is the outside of reality character. That's the magician guy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
actually can read minds.
Yeah.
And it actually reveals.
That was a good
He
sequence.
comes in and he reveals a lot of crazy shit about this film. It's like
Yeah.
it's almost like having a narrator come out and say, "This is what's happening at this point in the film." Blah, 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 going on.
Right. It's our
It was
town.
it was a great idea.
Yeah, it's our town.
Yeah, it's our town.
Well,
Thank you.
like-
That's a well,
Compare this, for instance, to another Italian filmmaker that we watched, La Ventura.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh?
So
Ventura.
La Ventura is also very long, black and white, strikingly beautiful, very unconventional, very
Roughly
unique.
the same
Yeah.
time too, right?
Yeah, I think they're a couple years apart.
that was
Yeah.
60, I think. This is 63.
Now, for some reason, and not a knock against this film, because obviously this is a great film, but like I could watch La Ventura. I have an easier time with that
Yeah.
Mhm.
than I do with this one.
Well, La Ventura is it's very realistic.
It doesn't
I think
float out of
Antonio-
reality into something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But
consistent.
it is amazing how Fellini is really facile with all the. Sometimes you don't even realize it's a dream sequence.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Well, at
you
first,
move
like
into
sometimes
it.
you got to halfway through it, then you're like, oh, okay, this is.
Oh,
not-
I see. It's
Yeah.
Well, David Lynch, you do the same thing. Like in
Yes.
Mulholland Drive. There's a lot of
Yeah.
diversions in that film that are complete fantasies, and
Yeah.
you don't know you're on it until it's over. It's like, oh, that was weird, and so you go back to the film.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So there it is.
Like I said, once I stopped trying to control the narrative and just let it,
Yeah,
Let it
exactly.
wash over you. Yeah.
That's the
Wash
moment, Chris.
over you.
Uh-huh.
I just once I stopped like fuck it, I'm out. Like just let me just like bathe in the pretty pictures.
Mhm.
I thought it was great, and like I said, I want to. now that I know what to expect going in the second time, I think I will probably like it better the second time.
Well, I
Yeah.
want to keep going with his body of work because, admitted, like, shamefully, like, I have never watched a full Fellini because we didn't watch this one in college. And
Oh wow.
yeah, I don't know why, but
Did-
now I want to go, I want to do La Dolce Vita and I want to do La
The Dolce
Strada.
Vita,
And,
the Dolce Vita is one of the ones.
Julian
It's actually
of the
crazier.
Spirit.
It's actually a little bit crazier than this film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, it's it's right before this.
It's right
And it's
before,
right
but actually,
before
it's
this
like
one,
it's
yeah.
not about himself. It's about just it's almost surreal. It's
And I believe the same lead.
yeah,
It's Marcello again, and given my experience with this one, I'm kind of excited to see La Dolce Vita because that's another movie where I'm like, that's hard. That movie's hard. Like I don't
Yeah.
get it,
I don't know. I think there's earlier stuff I think is so emotionally grounded, like La Strada.
Yeah,
Mm.
La Strada.
I might pull that because it's just
Yeah.
it is
Well, I think it was.
he does fantasy now, but back then he did reality with a capital R.
I think I
yeah,
heard
yeah.
Mhm.
of all people, I think I heard Cronenberg in an interview. Not to get too off topic, but when he was young, he would go to a video store or something, but there was a cinema across the street, and he was a kid, and he would he would watch these adults coming out of the cinema just sobbing,
Wow.
and he was too young, and he was like, "What the hell are they watching?" And it was La Strada.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's the thing.
I saw Satyricon because back in the old days when I
Yeah.
had a Laserdisc player, that was one of the first Criterion Fellinis.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
I saw it at the Sash Mill.
That's his later work, is that
35
right?
millimeter.
That's in the
Later,
70s.
That's the one set in Roman times. It's like really well done. A little bit like Barbarella, which is
Yeah,
not.
talk about
Yeah.
grotesques. There's so many weird looking characters.
Yeah. weird, yeah.
But well, anyway, I think we're just kind of like,
Also,
I got more.
the Donald Sutherland one, his first English language fic,
oh,
Casanova,
Casanova.
Oh, I haven't
That's right.
seen
is very interesting too. It's around the same time as Satyricon.
the first one I ever saw was City of Women because I saw it when it
Yes.
when it was a
yeah.
came out. That was 82 or something.
Yeah. Our Marcello again.
And Marcello again. And guess what? Although his name is Guido Anselmi,
Yeah.
a few times he's called Snapperaz in the beginning of the movie.
Right, his
Friends
nickname.
call him that.
Yeah.
And he responds to it like that's his name. And that's the guy's name in City.
And-
So I think it's the same character 20 years later.
Why
Yeah.
not? That makes
Why
sense.
not? Yeah.
Yeah. So, any more thoughts on this?
Yeah, man, I had so many thoughts.
This
But
was
go
feature
for it.
vegetables
It's-
flick, but boy, there were some pretty tasty vegetables.
They
How
were.
long? How long is what's the runtime?
2 hours.
2:19.
2 hours and
minutes,
6
I think.
minutes, I think.
Oh.
That's,
Yeah,
No,
I think it's
2:19.
maybe a bit long.
yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Like okay, how long is the next picture?
Oh, just under 2 hours. Like
Under 2
An hour
hours.
to
Well,
five.
we're gonna get there, but that movie seemed like it was 30 minutes to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this
Well,
movie seemed like
a
it
lot
was
has to do with the.
I did have to. I did have to watch this film over. I had to watch this film over 3 nights.
this movie seemed like it was 8 hours long to me.
I'm not going to argue with you.
All that jazz seemed like it was like 20 minutes.
Because
Yeah.
the thing about this, black and white in Italian, you had to kind of penetrate it. You had to kind of really pay attention to it. So it took
Well,
three nights
or
to
not.
watch it.
Something happens to
Or
my
not.
brain.
He absorbed it. But I watched it. They ran out.
No, it's-
I ran out of Campari. Then
And I'm with Chris, dude. Like the costumes in this are
Oh God, everybody looks so goddamn good in this movie.
off
They
the
did.
charts.
You guys
Off the
notice they
charts.
had that like egg whites or whatever under Marcello's eyes to make him look
Well, I
tiny.
want to know how
Yeah,
old
and
he was,
old.
how old he
It
was
was not.
supposed
It
to
was
be.
not his
The-
actual wrinkle.
The wrinkles, yeah.
They were cut.
Really good
Yeah,
makeup.
yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
Well, so hold on. So he was born in 24, which means
Right.
he was 38,
38 or 30.
Making this movie? playing a 50-year-old.
He looks
Yeah.
50.
He
I
does
can- I
look
He
can-
just
it.
looks, he's tired, he's worn.
I like to think that he and I have some really good hair karma together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing, right?
He did have the good gray.
He had a good grade. He had a
oh
good
God, his
grade.
hair was.
I mean, has there ever been
He's a
anybody
good-looking
cooler?
son of a bitch.
He is. He's a marvelous looking guy.
He's so cool. When he puts on his sunglasses, it's just like there's nobody cooler on the planet.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Also,
no, dude,
Don's
listen.
favorite-
Listen. Alain Delon can pull off the fucking
Yeah.
fedora.
Okay.
I don't know what this fucking hat is called, but there's no other person that can pull off this hat except this guy.
No,
This
exactly.
is
He calls
Because
him
Fellini's
this
hat,
that is the
too. I meant to
funkiest
mention
that is the funkiest tiny cowboy weird
It is
fucking
a
hat I've ever
terrible hat.
seen.
Claudia Cardinal,
that hat.
Claudia's character, she's just like you in that ridiculous
Look at his hat.
You look like
Yeah.
an old man.
Yeah.
Which is the funniest cut, by the way, because when they cut back to him, he doesn't have it on.
Yeah.
So he has it
whips
on.
off.
He has it on when before they cut to her. He's wearing it and he's like getting a cigarette out or something.
Mhm.
They cut to her. She says that line. They
Yeah,
cut
right.
back and he doesn't have it on. And I think he's kind of holding it behind his back, but you actually don't even see him take it off.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just thought that's the funniest cut. Like only this fucking psychopath would do that. Because how are you going to have a line about something and then cut to it and it's not there?
That's like Scott.
And I was kind of like, that's kind of great, actually.
That's like Knives. Scott Pilgrim says, "You need a haircut," and all of a sudden, a hat appears in his head magically. It's
Yeah, I
like-
love
Right,
that. I
right.
love that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think Fellini has sort of been not dismissed, but criticized for sure about his attitude towards women.
Well, it was a time, man.
I mean, critics have really gone after him for his shortcomings, and I totally get that. And they're all in this movie. It's like the way he relates to women is on the surface. And I wrote some stuff down because I was so amazed by this movie. I wrote that he's horny, he objectifies women, but he loves women so much that he ascribes supernatural powers to them. He has two amazing, basically, monologues. He has the one in the car to Claudia Cardinal, where he's just worshiping her, saying he's like telling her all the things that she's going to do for him. She's going to fix his life. She's going to cure his writer's block. She's going to elevate him to a place he's never been before. And then later, he has this other.
Go in the other room. I can't hear John.
Yeah, no shit.
Sheila. Down a bit, please. Thanks. And then he's got this second monologue, which he does when he's in the final, like the launch pad scene or whatever that thing is, where he's about to, the rocket scene, the ending basically, and he does another monologue, which is his sort of monologue about his wife, and about how sorry he is for everything he's done and how he's going to try to do better. I'm trying to write down what he wrote, what he said. He always thinks a woman's going to fix him, but he loves women. That's what I wrote. He loves women, but doesn't respect them as autonomous human beings. But the stuff he says to his wife is so fucking moving. I did not expect to be so moved by this thing, but those two monologues are just like.
His wife is inside.
they're really good.
His wife knows him inside and out. She's inside.
Great character, by
She's inside his circle. He has no secrets to this woman, and that's
so beautiful in her
That
first.
gives her a weird power in this film.
She's so beautiful in the first scene because she's so happy to be with him again.
Yeah.
And that's the only scene where she's happy, because the rest of it is she's just like, oh, he's up to his old shit again.
Yeah.
You know? But she's great. He does not deserve her.
Well,
And in fact, when he does make the monologue about her, like all the things he wants to make up to her and like fix his relationship, he's actually saying it to her. He's thinking it. It's a voiceover.
yeah. Well, I don't know. It's like the thing is that's weak sauce. I mean, he's still gonna screw around.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah,
This is as sincere as the one he said to Claudia Cardinal in the car.
Yeah, exactly.
It's because he's the kind of person that I mean, honestly, I kind of identify with him a little bit in the regard of like,
he's a man.
well, yes, and I'm a man and a pervert, but also like, I think that when you are a filmmaker or an artist of any kind, you romanticize a life that is not real life. And so you're obsessed with this idea of a life. You're obsessed with
life you're going to have once everything's perfect.
Right.
And a woman's going to give it to you, maybe.
Yeah, well, you have a muse, or you have inspiration, or you have these things. And honestly, like, I've thought about this at length in relation to myself, because I'm like, I have so much hard like feelings from my real life, but when I think about my relationships, I romanticize them. I make them. It's like a movie that's happening in front of my face, but it's actually real life. And so I have to sort of navigate these waters of like, don't don't try and make that like, this is not the movies, dude. This is real life, man. Like, you have to like do certain things and say, be a certain way.
Right.
But yet, because I am this like, filmmaker, like I'm like, well, can't life be like that too? Like, like,
Right.
and I think this character is very much like Guido is very much like that.
No,
Right.
you nailed something really important in this film that we hadn't talked about, Jared, is that everybody builds castles in the air, and the problems we have in life is we try to move into them. Basically.
Yeah.
That's
the thing
great.
is-
Yes.
Yeah, the thing is, this film is about him trying to grasp a artistic ideal, and that's hard because it only lives in your head, and he's
Right.
trying to channel it through the filmmaking process, and that's what a lot of this film is about. It's a lot of this film is about him having ideas that he can't express them. And yeah, it comes through with like bad relationships and things like that. But that's kind of what
Claudia says over and
that's
over
the other
again.
tension in this thing. People are just trying to keep him happy. They move his production facilities to basically his spa to keep him happy, right? So he can keep the movie going. So other people just want money. They want to be famous. They want to be in the film. They want to be recognized. He wants to touch the untouchable. He
Right.
wants to transcend our reality.
But that fucks up his personal life because
Yeah.
Claudia Cardinal
And it
says to
fucks
him
up
that
his personal life because
he
he
makes,
can't
all these
live there.
he makes all these long-winded excuses about how he's failed and how he's going to do better, and she just says, "You don't know how to love," repeatedly, Tim. You just don't know how to
Yeah.
love anybody.
That's actually just crashing to earth every time.
You're in your head living in that castle in the sky.
Yeah, no,
I
exactly.
swear to God, it's like all the criticisms of him as a person, his failings that you can see on the screen here. It's like, to me, he has given such an honest and artistically sophisticated depiction. It's like we're getting to know somebody, including all their flaws, and he's rendered it so well that it's kind of like your objections to his personality failings are like beside the point. This is an amazing portrait of somebody's psyche.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
In and of its time, might I add.
Yeah.
We would accept a misogynist like this as like, well, that's how he was. That's like, of its time, it was a pretty honest portrayal.
I think people are the same. I think men look at women the same way today that they did.
I don't know, man. You couldn't make this film in 2025 like this.
No, I think
know, Alan did.
That was still 20 years
That's
ago.
40 years
I
ago.
agree.
Chris.
That was 40 years ago. And actually,
well,
at that
it was
point,
also,
people,
I was listening to John, like, this guy has or Jared, like, this guy loves women and puts them on pedestals. Like, that's literally the plot of like how many Woody Allen movies.
Yeah, well, and I agree, but I agree with John. I think we're
how'd
all.
that work out for Woody Allen?
No, I know, but we are all animals and creatures. Like we the difference is that we have we have brains, we have the conscious thought, we have to. We know it's socially acceptable, what's not, and I'm not trying to excuse anything for anyone, but it is true that like, and I don't care what you're attracted to. I don't care if you're hetero or homo or whatever, but you have this thing when you see a person you're attracted to, you can't help that. It's instinctual. It just goes boom, boom.
And the rest of it is us as civilized beings trying to figure out how to work with that.
Yeah, exactly. How to respond to that. Walk the fuck away, be polite, don't do anything.
We're just crazy monsters covered with a thin veneer of civilization, basically.
I mean,
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, Jim, take us home.
I've said most of what I was going to say, but I really do like Fellini. Earlier, funnier, and more realistic, all the way to the end. I keep remembering, I'd like to watch again, I don't know if Criterion has it, Fred and Ginger, which he made for Italian television.
That's good.
And it's Marcello Mastroianni and Giulietta, his wife, his ex-wife.
Yeah.
And it's really quite good. They have an act that they've had for like 50 years, which is imitating Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. And it's, I remember it being quite good. But anyway, the hat thing, which is funny because Godard made some of his characters wear his hat too, like in Contempt, I believe, same thing.
Oh, is that Fellini's hat that he's wearing?
Yeah, that's Fellini's hat. Yeah, because I've seen all these pictures of Fellini around that time, and it's this weird. It's almost like a pork pie hat, but it
Yeah.
does have the edges.
But like
You know
cowboy
he's,
hats.
It's like a cowboy hat that's
It's
like
like
a
a tiny cowboy hat.
yeah.
you know he's a
That's what I
weirdo.
call
It's
him.
just nothing to talk about. It's like,
Yeah, but
It's like it's like a cowboy hat for a doll or
yeah.
something.
it's like
I
Woody's hat
think
from
he's
like Toy
really-
Story, right?
Yeah,
As
yeah,
a
exactly.
writer, he's really good at describing these situations, and I don't think he's quite sympathetic to Marcello. I think there's some criticism in it too, just the way it's handled.
No argument.
That he's aware of how he treats women.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But,
Yes.
who knows?
Yeah. Same time, it's the first woman we meet in the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, thumbs, that's it. Thumbs and six.
Way
up.
up. Even though it doesn't make a lick of sense, I didn't care.
It didn't matter. You on for the ride, man.
This is pure. This is the close, like pure cinema, man.
Pure cinema, man.
No, it's good avant-garde cinema, and that's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. So go ahead.
Fellini's kiss.
Thanks for making us watch it again, Jim.
No, seriously.
For the first time.
This is a big one on the Eat Your Vegetables list that I can now check off.